think I'm ever gonna get this video done. Fuck. I'm so fucking tired.
Freddy Krueger. We're in a nightmare, bitch. Bitch, I'm from Elm Street. What you know about me? Big F-R-E in the D-D-Y.
Hello all you horror fans, and welcome back to Terrible Reviews. I'm your host David, and today's movie is the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I am very excited to get started on this series. This is one of my favorite horror series of all time, and it's my best friend's favorite horror series of all time, and I love watching these movies, so why not give them all a rewatch? So for this box set, we will be doing, it only has the first 4 movies on it, so we will be doing it in consecutive order, 1 through 4, in the next 4 reviews. I don't know if I'm going to stick to my current schedule of Saturday and Wednesday only for the reviews. I kind of feel bad for not doing like another wheel spin very soon, so we may crank these out as we go, but we'll see. It just depends on what my schedule looks like. We have the holidays coming up, so we'll be a little bit iffy on that. But without further ado, let's get into the review for A Nightmare on Elm Street. So, terror. Is this movie scary? Absolutely, yes. Between the writing alone and the actual, like, groundbreaking gore and effects that they use in this movie has a lot of elements that will scare you. Especially if you go into it open-minded and just ignore some of the silliness. Because there is a little bit of silliness in this movie that gradually grows as this series went on. But this is one of the more serious Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and it does have a lot of scary stuff that happens and things that never really thought of before these movies came out, but are like a big fear now for people. And it's just nightmares. So for terror, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Now, on to gore. This movie did a lot of things for the industry and did a lot of groundbreaking effects. Everything pretty much holds up. There are a few effects here and there that don't really hold up, but I have to give Nightmare on Elm Street, especially the first one, a 5 out of 5 for gore. It has plenty of gore throughout the movie. All of them are practical effects. There's no CGI, of course, back then, but they went crazy with everything they threw in this movie. You will find something that you enjoy regardless of the type of gore and type of effects that you like. So 5 out of 5. I can't give it any lower. This was such a groundbreaking movie as far as effects and everything. Wes Craven did an amazing job at portraying all of this. The effects team did an amazing job in bringing that to life, and it looks amazing no matter how many times I watch this movie. On to story. This is kind of the low point of the movie, but it is still very good. The acting is decent. There are a few scenes, especially with young Johnny Depp, that are kind of like, what was he thinking when he was saying these lines? But other than that, the acting is pretty solid throughout the movie. The writing is super solid. The premise and everything of the story is super solid. I will give story a 4 out of 5. A lot of the scariness of this movie is like the unknown of how to defeat Freddy Krueger, and I think they did a pretty decent job at that and keeping that mystery throughout this movie, to where they don't really figure it out because of the ending of this movie, which I won't spoil even though this movie's super old, but it all culminates in becoming a sequel, and that's pretty much what every movie does in this series to set up the next movie. So lastly, fun. And this is the best part of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. 5 out of 5 for fun. These movies, regardless of which one you watch, but especially the first one, is super fun to watch. Very scary, very heavy on the gore, great story that keeps you intrigued throughout the movie. There's really not very many low points with this movie. I had fun. I've had fun every single time I've watched it. I can't even tell you the amount of times I watched this movie and I have fun every time. So I have to give it a 5 out of 5. So, is A Nightmare on Elm Street terrifying or terrible? I'd say it's very terrifying, and you should definitely watch it if you haven't already, or even if you have, go watch it again. It's worth it. Trust me. Even if you watched it like a week ago, watch it again. You'll love every second of it. It's cheesy in some parts and corny and goofy and cartoonish, but at the same time, it's terrifying. So, have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm David, and I'll see you in the next review.
Bitch, I'm from Elm Street, what you know about